Hi, everyone. This is Megan Wise, and I am the host of Portfolio Podcast. What we do is explore how to grow in real estate, how to grow in investments, how to create generational wealth for ourselves and also for our clients. So our brokerage is a professional brokerage that wants to teach and level up realtors, whether you're new to the game or whether you're a seasoned veteran. But today I have a little bit of both. So I have Ashley Andrews. Hi, welcome. And I wanted to share a little bit about you and your journey in real estate. So tell us a little bit about how you got started in real estate and how long you've been doing it and all that stuff.
Awesome. Well, I just hit my 2-year mark not too long ago.
Amazing.
So it's been just over 2 years now. I actually was a stay-at-home mom for a long time before this, for like 8 years.
Wow.
Prior, I had a marketing career for a long time, and then I decided to, take some time off, raise the kids. I had 3 kiddos. I'm also a military spouse, and so we have moved 5 times in the last 10 years.
Wow.
And so if anybody knows what it's like to have to pack up, move, change, find a house, sell a house, all those things, it's me. So kind of going through that is a lot of what inspired me.
Yeah.
I've also just always been into home decor, DIY, renovation projects, that kind of stuff. I love all of that. And so it kind of just all works together because I love the marketing and the sales. I've been through the move process, and I feel like with that experience, I know how to help people. I know how to make things streamlined, easy, and that sort of thing.
I love that you were 5 moves in 10 years. So it feels like you've done tons of transactions.
Yes.
On your own, with your own dime and your own family.
Yes.
And that's how stressful that is. And you can have that empathy for your clients, whether they're here or nationwide. Like, you can understand that process and how difficult it is to move.
Yes, absolutely. And I've also worked with a lot of realtors, and I've learned things I like, things I don't like. And I've taken note on that.
Yeah.
And I make sure that I provide the best service that I can for my clients.
That's so cool.
And I've actually
you did your own research.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. And so 2 years in, and you were working with a different brokerage on a team. And then tell us a little bit about your entry into Keller Williams Portfolio and how you found us.
Well, so yes, I was on a team at another brokerage. It was an awesome place to start, awesome place to learn, kind of a local brokerage to the area. And when I was there, I met Sarah Denig, and she and I just clicked, and I kind of became her go-to open house person because that was, moving here as a military person, I knew no one here. So when I was starting out, I had zero network to start. And so I did a lot of open houses in the beginning. Anyway, Sarah was almost like a mentor for me at my other brokerage. And then we ended up having coffee one day, and I didn't even know that she had left, or, I thought she was still there. And anyway, she was telling me about this new thing you guys were doing and just the energy and the culture. And it, I wasn't really looking to go anywhere at the time at all. In fact, I think I told her, nope, I'm good a couple times. And then she invited me to one of your meetings. And I could just feel the energy in the room and just the vibe and the culture. And it just was something I've never seen before.
Yeah. That's so cool. I kind of forgot that connection, but I remember seeing you randomly from afar at Geist Coffee, right?
Yeah.
Were you guys having a coffee at Geist?
We were, and she was like, "Oh, Megan's over here. You want to meet her?" And I'm like,
"Not even planned."
Okay.
And I remember you had the same warm and energy and excitement for real estate, and that's what we know. If you have that organically, it's going to pass on to your clients, and that you're going to care. So we saw your big smile and your energy and your happiness, and we're like, I was like, this girl's great. And then I heard that you had sold almost $5 million in your second full year, which is phenomenal for being brand new to the area, don't know anybody, no network. So when I hear excuses of I don't have friends, I don't know anybody here, those are just excuses. And you have to remove that limiting belief because you did not know anybody and you sold $5 million. And you use mostly open houses to learn and gain clients. Is that right?
Yes. So when I was first starting out, and I still do a lot of open houses, it's a great way to meet people. If you're brand new, it's a great way to practice, showing a home, talking about the features.
That's true.
Getting out of your comfort zone of, talking to people, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
I got my first listing through an open house. Then I got the buy side. I got several buyers. And then it has just kind of started rolling from there. You provide excellent service, and you
So
just
true.
market the heck out of those listings you get, and you start getting calls. And
That's right.
it's
And I
kind of
think
grown from there.
activity breeds activity.
Yes.
And you followed up after you met the people.
Yes.
The fortune's in that follow-up and those
Right.
details, right?
Exactly.
That's so amazing. So I want to tell the audience that we're in the first 6 months of 2024, and you've already pended closed your entire volume from last year.
I have.
That's
yes.
amazing. Like that has to feel, and as a busy mom of 3 kids.
Yes.
With a husband that travels.
Yes.
You can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, and tell us like a little bit, how did the transition from, it's scary to leave a brokerage because
Very
you're
scary.
content, right? You
Yes.
told Sarah, I'm good.
Yes.
But then you came to a couple meetings and you saw the culture, I think. And I have to tell the story actually of you were in a meeting, just a random training.
Yes.
I don't even remember what it was about, but we just invited you to a training. You're like, I'm going to stop by. And then we just had an amazing meeting. We learned a lot. We all masterminded. And you're like, you guys, I'm joining. Or so, and we're like, woo! We had like a video of us clapping because we were not expecting it because we knew you just wanted to have some extra training. We didn't know that you were ready to make that leap.
Right.
But was it so scary to make the leap, or was it more in your head?
It was scary at the time,
Sure.
But looking back, I mean, my biggest thing was coming from a traditional brokerage where there is the office and you walk into the office with your questions. Being still new, being only 2 years in, I thought, who the heck is going to answer my questions? But I will tell you, with the text thread that we have and everything, I have never not had the help that I've needed when I have had questions.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good point because we don't have an admin sitting up front waiting to answer questions. And that's not a best use of anyone's time, I think, or money. But I love that you were able to get help no matter what.
I love the way that everybody's willing to help. And I find that now that I'm not the newest yet, I'm helping as well.
I love that.
If somebody asked the other day, can someone help me with my first purchase agreement, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, sure. And all these people are willing to jump in and support and help. And that's a culture you don't find everywhere. And I love that.
And I think it's so cool because we've seen you flourish so quickly moving to our brokerage, and we're really proud of that. You've done your entire 2023 volume in the first 6 months of 2024, and I want to, that's because of you and your work ethic, but I think it also takes that inspiration of being willing to bet on yourself and being willing to go, I'm going to try, because you needed to grow faster than where you were at. You needed to grow more and do more, and you wanted to do more, and surrounding yourself with people that were doing that, right?
100%. I truly believe that you are going to become, the most like the people that you spend your time around.
Yeah.
And so just being with all these go-getters and, people. I remember you using the term that we had what was it?
Oh, attitude of abundance?
An attitude of abundance. I remember hearing that over and over.
I did
and
say
thought,
that.
what the heck does that mean? But now that I'm here, I totally get it.
You get it.
It is all these people that have these big goals and they're willing to do the work and get out there. And I will never forget the first meeting that I came to.
Yeah, totally.
I'm going to paraphrase, but you said something like it was the fall, because I joined in November, and you were like, if you are not out there doing the work right now, you're going to be bored in the spring.
I do remember that.
Yeah, you said that. And I remember thinking, she's right. And that day I decided, I'm going to do the things. All the things they say, it's not rocket science.
It's not.
Right? Get out there and door knock. Get out and do open houses. Join a couple different groups.
Yes.
And I've been really focused on doing that, and it's made a huge impact in my business.
It makes me so happy because I did say that in November, and you just told me right before we started that you've had the most closings in the month of May of this year than you've ever had ever in a month. So you put in the work.
I did put in the work, and it's paying off.
I'm glad you listened. It is, because you always say that if you aren't doing the work, in 3 to 4 months, it will show, and then you'll complain.
Right.
So our brokerage will give you the tools, all the things to do, give you the scripts, give you the verbiage, tell you what to do, how to do it, and if it doesn't work for you, we'll give you something else, another tool to use. But you have to actually put in the work and do it. And if you don't, it shows, right?
And the weekly training, too.
Yeah,
I like
talk
that.
about
And
that.
it's like, if you can be there, awesome.
Yep.
If you're interested, awesome.
Yep.
If not, do your thing.
Do your thing.
And I love that.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was going to become something so amazing that it is. And remember when it was just like 12 of us, and now there's like 30 of us, and just seeing the growth is pretty powerful for us as you were one of the OGs of the brokerage, I feel. And just like you now are turning around and helping people, and like this next wave will turn around and help the next group. But it's all about living that happy hustle, attitude of abundance, and being willing to help and share. And I think what's really cool is that you taking your background with your husband being in the military and being a military spouse and turning that into business. And I think it was really neat for you because you created this program, you researched, you looked at all the programs that other brokerages had about how do we get back to a military client. And you researched, you did your studies, you came to me and you said, I want to do a military program for your brokerage. I was like, perfect, figure out the details. And you did. And that's like, do what you want, but you got to do the work, you know? And you did the work, you created a program, and like a week later, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so, well, actually, I had another client that knew that, my past brokerage, I did this military rebate. And so she had referred me to someone after I'd been here. And she was like, oh, Ashley offers this military rebate. And I thought, okay, does Keller Williams do this? Well, they didn't have a specific program, but they were open to us, kind of creating our own. So that's when I came and talked to you and said, okay, I've got this client. I really want to give them something back. And how can we do that? And
you figured out the most effective way that the rebate goes directly to your client.
Directly at closing. There's no waiting. There's no limits or caps. It's just, they get the rebate right there at closing. So
I love that.
People love that. And I just think that these military families deserve it for everything they go through.
Amen.
It's
it's just a little kickback of a rebate of your commission, and it's not a lot, but it's enough to help them with moving costs or paying for the house insurance for that first year, whatever they need it for.
Right.
And what I think is neat is that you then helped create the advertising and graphics for it. We pushed it out on the socials, and another realtor, Danae, in our company, she picked up a client because of that program.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it's just creating business, and then you not going, hey, Megan, can you go find a program for me? You went and found the program, created the details. That's what we're talking about, putting in the work. And that's what I think is so cool about Keller Williams, is that they're forward-thinking entrepreneurs. If you can figure it out, you can do it. And I love that attitude of abundance. I love not feeling like we're shackled to a traditional brokerage, and we could do things our own way.
Right.
In the way we want and be the brand that we want. So like next steps, you're crushing it. You're only in your second year. You've already surpassed your volume goals. You created this military rebate program for our company. What are you going to do next?
Funny story, Megan.
Oh, tell me.
So being a military spouse, you never know what's going to happen.
That's right.
Turns out my husband got orders to California. So we are going to be moving. But as you know, I'm so passionate about portfolio and what we're doing here. I decided to keep my license active. So I may kind of shift a little bit to more focusing on some investors. I've done some of that in the past, maybe a little bit more on that. And then I have a couple clients that have said, hey, we still want to work with you. Even though you can still negotiate contracts and, be on the phone and organizing and those sort of things. So I'm really planning to kind of lean on the other brokers here to help me out with showings. I plan to kind of go back and forth and continue my business here in Indiana.
That's great. And I think that's so cool because real estate can be worldwide. It can be done anywhere. You can negotiate for your clients and do that. That just shows also their testament to your customer service is that you don't have to physically be here to sell. And you're going to go to California for a short time.
Then I'll be back.
And you'll be right back. But that's so cool about real estate, and I'm glad that you shared that because you can still keep your license active and work. And the team here is thrilled that you're going to still continue to be a part of us, even if it's on Zooms. Right?
Exactly.
And we're happy to help show your clients, get them in the houses when they're here, and then you do all the heavy lifting and negotiations and contracts to close.
Exactly. And then I'm also planning on doing some transaction coordinating, which is something you also need to be licensed to do.
That's right.
And that way I can still stay connected to the brokerage and still be watching all these transactions and learning over the next 2 years as well.
I think we all kind of had a tear in our eye when we heard you were going to California, but we know it's for the good of the cause. And thank you for your family's sacrifice. And we're so excited for you to come back.
Yes.
But it's so neat that our brokerage inspired you enough to want to keep working and make a trip once or twice a quarter to come visit your clients, especially in the spring and the summer.
Yep.
That's our
here.
busy season. You'll be here. We all will let you can stay at all of our houses. We'll all host you. So I think that shows your love and your passion for real estate is that you found your niche. And we were talking earlier, it's not something you thought, I'm going to grow up and be a realtor.
No,
right?
No, not at all. But I do have that background in marketing and sales. And like I said, just the experience, the life experience I've had going through this many moves and then my interest in all things home and design, it's a perfect fit. And now that I'm here, I'm like, this is what I am made to do.
That's so cool. And it gives you an identity outside of being a mom. And I know that it did that for me too. But it still allows us to do those nurturing things like helping and caring
Right.
hand-holding through the transaction, because it's a scary process. If you've never bought, if you're moving to a new state like you have had that experience, you're able to help people understand the process and what to do if you're being new here.
Right.
And Indianapolis is a huge relocation city because we're low cost of living and we have a lot of large corporations that move people in and out. So I think your experience is awesome. It's only been 2 years in real estate, but you've done thousands of transactions, it feels like, with moving across the country. Tell us a little about your support at home, because you have a husband that travels in the military, and what has that done for your career?
I have an amazing husband. I have to give him kudos
I love
because
that.
he was my biggest cheerleader in me, stepping back into the working world.
Yeah.
And, he's used to me being the one that's primary caretaker of the kids, making all the meals, doing all the cleaning, and he's
Yeah.
really stepped up.
Ah,
And it's
I
really
love that.
a partnership for us. So he does
Oh.
have some flexibility with sometimes he can work from home.
Okay.
So we've been able to really kind of shuffle things around.
love
And
that.
if I've got showings, and then he can be home with the kids, and we've just made it work. So.
And it's helped your relationship, it sounds like.
It has, because he has truly been a cheerleader for me. He's been so supportive.
That's so awesome.
He's so proud of me every time I make a sale, or, he sees the work that I'm putting in, and he has been definitely there to help pick up, where we need with all of our family things. And
that's great.
we've been able to make it work, and I don't feel like I've had to give up that piece of me. I just feel like it's more of a well-rounded situation now, where I've got fulfillment for me, where I'm working towards, personal goals for myself. I also am able to have time with my kids. I haven't had to miss a swim meet, things like that yet. So, it's been amazing.
We can see it too through our social gatherings and get-togethers, how proud he is of you, and like, it's such a testament to who you are. And I think it's important to talk about this because real estate has a high case of divorce, and it's because it can be a very stressful job. You have really late night, late hours. So we always make sure that there's a supportive spouse at home when we start talking about people who want to join our brokerage, because supportive spouses are the first spot to success. Because if you don't have that help at home and you have to take on the burden of all the home, all of the children, it can drag on you and it can wear you out.
Right.
And you guys found this balance.
We did. I don't think I could do it if it wasn't that way. So
No.
I'm very fortunate to have an
Yeah,
amazing
you
husband that
are.
I do.
That's so cool. Well, I'm just so glad that you joined us and like kind of on a whim a little bit.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
You like even surprised yourself?
I did surprise myself. I remember calling my husband on the way
what'd he
back, and I
say?
was like, okay, we need to get Dean to the doctor at 3:00, and Lila has dance tonight. Oh, and I joined a new brokerage today. He was like, what?
That's amazing.
It was your vibe. It was your culture. It was
Thank
just,
you.
and I love it to this day. I love our Monday meetings.
Me
I
too.
love just the way we work together and
Yeah.
build each other up and support each other. And
It's so nice, isn't it? Just
it is.
Nice isn't even a good word. I don't think there's words, and that's why I encourage all of us to invite guests, because the feeling of being supported at a 1099 is extremely difficult, and this can be a hard career. I think you were in there when we did our photo shoot a couple weeks ago. We were all surrounding one realtor who said, I had 3 mutual leases in a row. What's going on? And she had a tough situation, and we all rallied around her and was like, don't worry, don't give up, keep going. And then a week later she got a contract.
She did.
And we were so
proud
proud,
of
and we
her.
all messaged and we were so proud of her. So it's just like sometimes you just need that little circled event, but also to push you up and say keep going.
Yep.
And I think that's what our company does, is if you get stuck, there's 25 people on a text thread ready to unstuck you, right?
Yes.
And say,
Unstick you.
Unstick you, unstuck you. So I think it's just really neat that you saw us really early on, and I'm very thankful that you did, because you've been like a supporter from the beginning, and I think people see your light, and your clients do too. And you're willing to go door knock in a city you don't know, like all of that braveness, I think, is confidence. People want to work with people who are likable, who are trustworthy like you, and that you're willing to give back constantly. So we're excited to see your star shine bright. You're going to go to California, you're going to come right back.
I'm coming right back.
But you can still work with Ashley from afar. She can still represent you. Where do you think your bread and butter is? Is it Hamilton County? Is it Indy? Where do you really like to work?
Mainly Hamilton County. I mean, I've been kind of all around Indy. I've even been out in the country before. But I've done a lot in Carmel, because that's where I live. That's where a lot of my network is. But I would say Fishers, Carmel, Noblesville, kind of Hamilton County.
Yeah, is where you, so call Ashley, tell her all the things that you need. She will find you at the house, whether she's in California or in Indiana.
That's right.
Well, we'll see you in both states. Thank you for sharing and coming, and thanks for giving such confidence to our brokerage and allowing us to go share it with others. And we're so thankful for you and your family.
Aw, well, thank you for having
You're
me.
welcome. Thanks,
Okay.
guys, and tune in soon. Stay in touch. We are just here to inspire others to want to create the life that they want to live and removing those limiting beliefs out of our heads that you can do more, you can give back more, you can create generational wealth, and you can do it all while hitting all the swim meets, right? And going to all the track meets. You can do it all if you have the right team, right?
That's right.
Well, thanks, Ash. Talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.